I check 1, 2 to calculate the science of life, to add things right.
Well, hey there, Grand Rising. Wanted to share this idea I had, or a term rather, going over ways of life, and things to consider when you're consuming, doing certain things. What do you know about that science of source? And what you know about that natty law? So, think about it like this. Whole grains, plants before they were synthesized into pharmakeia fuckery type of shit. I'm not saying it's all bad, but, there's a big difference between, the natural and the synthetic, right? And that's common sense, right? So, food, medicine, all these things, right? Ooh, birdie. Get the moon up there. We want to have our food derived from the closest thing to source. That's why going to farmers markets are great. And to, produce fruits and vegetables and whatnot as nature intended, like what we would call organic, right? Why don't we just call everything else that's not organic something the fuck else, and just you don't have to put a label on the natural foods. You know what I mean? Call it the pesticide version, the GMO shit, and whatever the fuck else. Like, fucking stop it, people. We don't fucking need it. Not to rant out on that, but, getting whole grains, not things that are refined, like, think about refined sugar. Look for alternatives like maple syrup or honey or, agave nectar, even like beet sugar, things like that. Or the raw sugar cane, if you want, if you really need it. I don't know if you do. It might have you addicted like a crack fiend sometimes with that. But anyways. And then also, what kind of foods are you getting that are, what we call processed foods, right? And also, this is going to piss off a lot of people, but big deal. It's not my truth, it's just what is. And I get it. Carnivores, you want to bypass, the fruits and vegetables because the animal conveniently consumed them for you, and you get this, packaged meat where they assimilated whatever the animals were eating into their meat and protein and whatever, right? And their fat. But by the way, what kind of food were the animals eating? By the way, were they getting that GMO feed? Was it, grains and things that weren't necessarily like high on their dietary pyramid, if you will, whatever, or low? You know what I mean? So there's a lot to consider, and the main thing is, it's best to err on what is natural, what is whole, what is pure, And then we take it to, the source of life, sunlight and all that. The codes of creation and all this stuff. And, we could break it down mathematically, right? People know about that sacred geometry, yeah? But this is going to piss a lot of people off as well. The Fibonacci is not like the bee's knees, the main, mathematical formula of creation. When we think of source, We can also take it to Ganunagap, the cosmic womb, the cosmic egg, if you will, right? Which is, that 0 point. But if you look at the Fibonacci sequence compared to something else, they didn't carry the 0 in the equation. People can speculate like, oh, well, the 0, it's always there. And it says, well, no, not really. Look at another formula where the real golden mean spiral of creation. How's your spire ritual? Are you spire ritual? Are you spiritual? Ha! To what degree, mon ami? Can you kind of see now? So, and I'm sure there's more to it than this,
What if I told you some popular spiritual symbols are actually designed to subtly drain your DNA and energy? According to the Eternal Flame records, eternal life symbols run on base 12 mathematical scalar geometry. And so they circulate energy in a closed loop, nourishing your DNA, always connected to the source of all energy and always returning to the source of all energy. Therefore, it never runs out of energy and it has eternal life. Finite life symbols like the Fibonacci spiral, Metatron's cube, 10-pointed Merkaba star, the yin-yang symbol, and the flower of life symbol are built on base 10, base 8, and base 6 mathematical sequences, which are open loop systems that leak energy outward and cannot self-regenerate. And this is math. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means the energy spirals outward and it doesn't return to the source of all energy, which eventually will lead to decay, entropy, and running out of energy. And this is what human beings call death or finite life. So DNA is like a fractal antenna. And one of the key ways to communicate with the potential intron DNA scientists used to call junk is symbols. And when exposed to eternal life symbols, the DNA fire letters remember eternal wholeness. When exposed to finite life symbols, the energy field starts mimicking decay, separation, and fragmentation, which happens very subtly over a long period of time. So if your hat has a big flower of life, like the one I used to wear, absolutely no judgment, it's like trying to charge your phone with a wire that loops off of a cliff. Yes, it looks sacred, it might look cool, but it functions like a slow energy leak. Symbols aren't just art, they're frequency transmitters, and base 10 mathematical symbols or below subtly deplete your energy. Base 12 eternal life symbols repair your eternal spirit blueprint and original eternal life divine design base 12 Kathara grid. So next time you pick a tattoo, a logo, or a crystal grid, tune in and choose the one that resonates in your DNA as eternal, if that's what you choose.
But again, staying aligned to source, right? It's where we want to be. How we eat, live, breathe, even sleep. Shit. How's your dreamscape, by the way, There's a lot of action in the astrals these days, I mentioned this in years past in a couple videos, but there's an author from the Rosicrucian Society by the name of Max Heindel, and he speaks about assimilation and how, we say it in different terms, but basically it's, think about like a breatharian, how are they sustaining their life force energy, they're just sun gazing or whatever and getting the sustainable energy they need just through the natural elements and stuff. And you take it from source to the elements to, the mushroom kingdom, plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, all these things up into us, You see that? So the easiest form of energy for us to assimilate or digest is this, And then the minerals, and you know what I mean. So, and we can find a lot of minerals in certain fruits and vegetables and whatnot. So yeah, and yes, I'm vegan, but holy shit, don't give me a hard time about it. Anyone out there eating meat, I'm not fucking condemning you. I'm just telling you what to consider. I'm throwing it out there. I'm not telling you what to fucking do or eat or whatever the fuck, Bon appetit, I suppose.
There is no one right diet, because your nutritional needs will evolve as your consciousness evolves. In early stages of embodiment, your body needs density, so grounding foods to anchor your soul into matter. In stages of soul embodiment, you may require lighter, photonic, frequency-rich foods that nourish your light body. And this is why Jesus said, no one puts new wine into old wineskins. The new wine is your soul frequencies, and the wineskin is your body. Your body needs to be able to hold the higher frequency of your soul, or else it would burst. This requires soul-aligned foods and nutrition, and this is why learning to listen to your body and eating intuitively is important. It's bioenergetics. When you ignore your body's quantum signals, you collapse your ability to hold higher frequencies in your body. So what you eat isn't just fueling your physical body, it's signaling and resonating with your soul. What eternal life wisdom calls your 4th to 6th stranded DNA. So there's no one size fits all diet, because there is no one size fits all consciousness. Eat for the version of you that's becoming. Trust your body, listen, and eat intuitively.
Well, so much for the sunrise. I was trying to get you a nice, pretty shot, but it's pretty damn ugly. I mean, can there be any more chemtrails or whatever the fuck? Airplane diarrhea? Whatever the hell y'all want to talk about or call it. So let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this, even going over more of the science of source and the resources we could use to be more in alignment to that. So take it to your soul blueprint, right? And being in alignment to your proper makeup, astrologically speaking, ancestral, otherwise, and using these sciences of life to help us understand and understand more and get that gnosis. Not be a victim of the hypnosis. Anyways, but yeah, feel free to knock some of them hypnotic beats that I made, including a soundtrack that I titled The Science of Life. So, link in the description. Take care out there, and peace out from the Bay. That's all I gotta say.
It's not art, it's not a logo. It's the original divine source blueprint that all beings across all universes are born from. The Akasha God Seed is the source code of eternal creation. It contains the original scalar wave pattern that pre-existed all matter, time, and dimensional structure. The full blueprint of how source births universes from sound, light, and intention is encoded in this symbol, which is mirrored in your DNA. Your 12-stranded DNA template is a fractal echo of the Akasha spiral architecture. Activating this pattern in your energetic field and DNA restores dormant memory strands, and direct source connection. Each spiral, center, and petal in this symbol acts like a cosmic keyboard. And when you meditate upon it, an optical pineal induct it with intention, it resyncs you to the eternal law of one. It clears fallen timelines and it reconnects you to your God seed identity. In a free live webinar, I'm going to explain how to work with the Akasha God seed symbol and share with you the sacred sound tones to activate it within your 12-stranded DNA. Comment webinar and we'll send you a link to join.
Boom. All right, there's the sun. And, we could talk about, how we're sourcing, energy to get around and going back to 0 point. And with this airplane motherfucking diarrhea, yeah, you guys are familiar with the real Nikola Tesla. He's been rolling in his grave ever since, Elon, created his musky-ass fucking enterprises and whatever the fuck. Like, holy shit, yeah, talk about solar power, but holy shit, y'all. We're energetic electric beings, and there's plenty of that in abundance where we never had to pay for electricity, ever, and that kind of shit. We don't have to burn this toxic petroleum sludge, whatever, that's the earth harbors deep within her, as part of her, like, purging out the impurities and that kind of stuff. We're just, excavating it and fucking spewing it all over the fucking, it smells like shit too, right? Anyways. Yeah, so it's all about staying close and true to source. You can't go wrong with that. And yeah, there are a lot of counterfeits of quote-unquote source, and the replica is never going to be the real McCoy or whatever. Do people still say that anymore? I forget what that even means. So, LA, ciao.
Which world am I in? I had a vision of a future life. Activate a chakra now, tell me how you're feeling like. A line of murder, got an energy that's infinite. Literate, I manifest source with my intuition. Inner Christ, see me on a subatomic. Space sacred, I can see the love inside it. Yeah, I said see it's visible to upper logic. Wish I could tell you how I got it, but I stumbled on it. I wonder. Mechanics of the mind, every life form connect the planets in the sky. Enlighten what I'm writing like a phantom when it fly. Watch an apparition vanish in the stand and go by. Man of old time, ancient and Akashic. Knowledge in my head go against the Metatronic. And it won't stop until the federal demolish. That's progress, never gonna stop it. What I rock and make a fallen angelic change logic. Light comes together when the heart and the brain working together at the same time. One mind. Going deep inside, I'm gonna tell him what I find. I better tell him how to unify the heavenly design. Set him in a drive, forever be divine. I mean I always will be, see forever in my eyes.
Sinne edasi. Tos kinnit